what's up? It's Stephanie Tejada with Bad Girls Club Season 16. I'm here with A Connection TV, and I just want to let you guys know that the cool thing to do, the safe thing to do is to get tested, and you can do that here with Miracle of Love right here in Orlando.
I'm back, bitch, come test me. Y'all wanna hate that so ugly. Can't relate, that ain't my fault. What y'all had on last year I brought. Competition, I just was here to get my opinion, and that's what's missing.
What's going on, everybody? I'm Wesley from A Connection TV, the network, the one channel on YouTube where we actually adopt similar connections to spot our differences. And welcome to TW, the wrap up. Do me a favor, right? Before I get all into this video talking about American Horror Story, I need y'all to do me a solid. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at A Connection TV. What? And definitely share this video on Facebook and Twitter. That would be so nice of you. So let's get right into it. Alright? Are you an avid watcher of American Horror Story? I can honestly say that I am not. I watched season 1, that was off the hook. Season 3, of course, with the witches and the powers and everything like that, was off the chain. And you know, I kinda, about 4 and 5, and I skipped to 6. And 6 has me hooked. 6 has me laughing. 6 has me trying to figure out who is going to be the lone survivor. Not really sure why I couldn't get into the freak show. It was just too much going on. And Lady Gaga wasn't really much to keep me at the hotel. I was out in the streets trying to see what was going on in the city. Y'all know what I'm saying. Needless to say though, this time around I'm hooked. And I have to give that all praise to Cuba Gooding and Sarah Paulson. Of course I have to give love to Miss Angela Bassett, but honestly this show, but this particular season did not really get me hooked until the twist was revealed about the reality TV thing. Now chapter 7 comes back with a bang and some deaths. A lot of people died in this last night's episode, and I have to say the breakout star of this particular episode is Kathy Bates as the Butcher, aka Agnes, aka Crazy as Hell. Blue moon, the butcher, I am the butcher. I laughed so fucking hard watching this particular episode, it was crazy. Now, before this particular episode got started, I was trying to figure out who was gonna be the lone survivor. I mean, everybody was reading the fonts and it was saying, oh, everybody's gonna die, there's only gonna be one person left. And of course, me and my friend was texting and I thought it was gonna be Sydney, the producer. But of course, that was quickly put to bed because Sydney and his two-man crew, them whack-ass producers, died in the beginning of this episode, slaughtered by the Butcher. The Butcher! Now, in the episode before this one, we saw Rory bite the dust. But we also got wind of, you know, Ari saying, oh no, I think you slick. He tried to leave because there's another show. And then, you know, of course they think that Sydney's behind this. But I don't know, because Cuba told everyone that was real blood on the floor. So why would Rory try to fake his death just to go on another show in Cali? Like, that really didn't make sense. Throughout this episode, we're dealing with Shelby trying to fix her whack-ass marriage to Matt because of the, you know, the little thing that she had with Dominic, aka Cuba Gooding Jr. I mean, honestly, I did not care. I really didn't. I honestly felt like Cuba and Sarah's marriage or love on the actual show was a tad bit more, not a tad bit, way more magnetic than, you know, Sarah and Matt. So I really, Shelby and Matt. So I really didn't, it was just like, you know, I didn't care as much about them trying to fix their marriage. But like everyone, seriously, I was trying to figure out why everybody went back to this house. Why in the hell did they go back to this scary ass house? Why? And then I thought about it as well. Like, why didn't anybody try to remodel this motherfucker? Why it just looks like a scary house in the middle of nowhere. The closest gas station is 18 miles away. Why would we even buy this? See, okay, I wouldn't have been in that goddamn house. Okay, so things get crazy, right? Because Shelby is left alone in the room. I don't know why. Do you know why? I really don't know why. But she's left alone in the room, knowing damn well she shouldn't be left alone in the room when they found real blood on the goddamn floor, and they sure didn't find Rory, and nobody's got in contact with his ass, but she wants to be left alone in the room. Instead, she's not really alone. Because my girl Kathy Bates, aka Agnes, aka the Butcher, Blue Moon, accompanies her. And you know, she starts ranting and raving about being the butcher and whatsoever and all this extra shit. And then she's backing up Shelby. She's backing Shelby up against the door. And then all of a sudden she takes a chop out of her back. And it's not like some little tap like ooh love tap. It's a hacksaw chop out of her back. Now how is Shelby still alive? I don't know. But in the midst of all of this, Cooper Gooden Jr. attacks Agnes, and I'm kind of upset. Cause I'm like, y'all need to leave my Agnes alone. But he attacks her, knocks her out, and he saves Shelby. So obviously, things are going crazy. Shelby just got her arm damn near taken off, her whole half of her back damn near taken off, gushing blood everywhere. They solving this riddle with gauze and ripped up, torn up sheets, and I don't know how they keeping the blood in. And then, you know, Sarah talking about, oh, you know, I used to be a nurse, blah, blah, blah. And then Dominic's like, oh, really? She's like, well, no, not really. I played the nurse. And I'm just like, oh, Lord Jesus, what the hell? What the hell? But somehow, some way, they're keeping Shelby stable. And I can't figure out how. 3 girls, Angela, Lee, and Sarah decide to go out into the woods. Why? Why are we going out to the woods? And when they go out into the woods, they see that it's a red moon. Why? Lee is sitting there trying to film everything. She wants to make sure that everyone in the world knows that she did not kill her husband or ex-husband, whatever. And I'm at this point like kind of feeling like Lee is the only one that I really care about in this situation. 1, because she seems to be the most level-headed. 2, she seems to be the smartest in more ways than one, because she's recording everything and she packing heat. And 3, she's about to get 7 figures so she can take care of her daughter. So I'm like, okay, she has to be the one that's gonna laugh out of these dumb assholes. The ladies just so happen to end up finding Sydney and the dead motherfuckers on the goddamn ground. Blood everywhere. They going crazy. They trying to figure out what the hell is going on. They don't know. They're in the woods. I don't know why. There's not a phone. Why they're still out here, I don't know. And then out of nowhere, Agnes comes out. I am the butcher. I am the butcher. Pop! Lee pops her ass. And I'm thinking to this myself, I'm like, yes, thank you. I'm so glad somebody packing heat, somebody is smart. But y'all asses need to run. Y'all need to get out of there. Get out of Dodge, please. This sooner than later turns into be the Blair Witch Project, because Audrey is in the camera like, I'm sorry. And then all of a sudden blood is dripping on her face, and then you know Angela Bassett is like, Audrey, is that? Are you bleeding? Are you okay? And then they look up and then they start screaming and shit. And you know, she's upset because it's Rory and his intestines, so stomach is just ripped out. And that's the blood that's splashing on her face. She starts to lose it. The people with the fire start coming out. They try to run. Audrey's crying. Angela trying to get her up. And then all of a sudden the pokes come out of the woodworks and start poking Lee with like this electrical thing, and they take them hostage. They gag and bound Angela, and the girls are gone. They're missing. When the ladies come to, Miss Lee has finally met her maker. And I'm upset because I'm thinking to myself, she should be the one to survive. Why is she dying? Why is she being cooked? Why are they throwing dirt on her leg, oiling up her leg and putting dirt on her leg? And somebody was telling me that was seasoned. I'm like, what kind of brown, nasty seasoning is that? It didn't even look like cinnamon, because cinnamon looks a little light, but that just looked like nasty dirt. And then they took a pitchfork, a small little pitchfork, and stabbed Lee in the leg. And then they ended up taking, you know, the remains of Lee, the uncooked, raw, bloody, dirt seasoned remains of Lee, and they end up feeding it to Angela and Sarah Paulson. What the hell? What the and all nasty hell? Back at the house, things are not getting any easier because Matt ends up finding the witch and ends up fucking her again. They riding each other in the basement. Dominic sees this. He goes to end up getting, Shelby so he could witness all of this. I mean, this man was mad that Shelby ended up cheating with Dominic, and so now. But see, here's the thing, because all this time he went back to the house for the witch. Didn't even care about Shelby. So I'm like, why are you even mad that they, doing their thing? But then, I mean, he did at one point was like, oh, you can have her. I'm good. I don't need her anymore. But when Shelby finds this dude riding the witch, aka Gaga, she goes crazy. She bops him in the head with a crowbar and then goes Negan on him, and his head is no more. Dominic can't understand why, she did this. He's like tripping. He can't believe that, she committed murder. He's like, oh, you got to turn yourself in. You got to confess. All these cameras, they got you. There's no way to hide this. And, Shelby's like, you got to help me. You got to save me. Dominic's like, chick, it's a done deal. I'm not saving you. There's nothing to save. There really isn't. One of the craziest things in this particular episode was when Rory's ghost was in the tunnel and the girls are trying to escape through the tunnel, and he walks up on them, starts making these ghostly sounds. They shoot him and he doesn't get down. He doesn't stay down. That was one of the best scenes. And then of course Agnes was like a superhero this particular episode because she got shot, she got beat up, and she still survived up until the very end. I'm trying to figure out why we got 3 more episodes of this show. Everybody's dying. Everybody's dead. They killed Lee from what we saw. They killed her leg anyway. Angela's done for, so we think. Sarah's done for. Cuba Gooding Jr. and Shelby are the only ones left, which is kind of interesting because this is how we left off before they, had their grand escape. On the show, they had Matt and Shelby up in the house. Now it's Dominic and Shelby up in the house looking out and seeing the people come to the freaking house. And the butcher meets the real butcher and her face becomes, it's like it was like a hot knife going through a stick of butter. And she's done. Poor Agnes. I was actually at one point thinking that Agnes was gonna be the one to survive. There was a lot of things that took place in this particular episode, chapter 7. And at this point, I'm trying to figure out, why do we continue to watch? Do I just continue to watch to laugh? Do I continue to watch to figure out who actually is going to be the lone survivor? I hope it's not Shelby. Why am I watching the rest of this particular season? Because it's hot, goddammit, and that's why I'm going to watch it. I am here to tell y'all, if you are not watching American Horror Stories, you definitely need to watch American Horror Stories. This particular season, season 6, Roanoke. It is good as shit. If I had to rate it out of 5 stars, I would definitely give American Horror Story Chapter 7 a 3.5 out of 5. Reason being is because it's really not going anywhere. Like, there's no purpose. It's just to watch people die. You know what I'm saying? Like, no one has a mission but to survive. And it's like, okay, I can watch something else. You know what I'm saying? But because of the sheer chemistry with some of the people on the freaking show, Kathy Bates, Cuba Gooding Jr., Sarah Paulson, and the butcher, the real butcher, I definitely think that you should be watching this particular season. I'm Wesley from A Connection TV, the network. Let me know what you guys think about this episode or what you thought about this episode, okay? Be sure to share this video on Facebook and Twitter, and follow me on Twitter and Instagram at A Connection TV. Deuces. Explain to the people that weren't able to understand your history with your sister, if you can give us a little brief synopsis of how you came to meet and how that all worked out for the show.
Okay, yeah, I met Asia when I was about 15. I was about to turn 16.
I was trying to hurry. I didn't know nothing. All I did was I came. I didn't want to do nothing. I was so hungover. I cared. There was everything else. Right.